Beneath the restless skin of the Pacific, where sunlight dies and silence breathes with the weight of eternity, there lies a wound in the earth. The Mariana Trench. It is not just a place but a descent into pressure, darkness, and the unknown. Down there, light is not merely absent, it is forgotten. Time slows, sound bends. The rules of life fracture into something alien, something ancient. What stirs in that black water? What forms of existence have survived in a world designed to crush them? Perhaps the deeper question is, why do we keep looking down, knowing that the abyss stares back? This is not a story of discovery. It is a story of surrender to a realm that defies our understanding of life and dares to remind us how little we know about our own planet. If the unseen moves you, if the edge of the world calls to you, then join us. Like, share, and subscribe as we journey into the blackest corner of the ocean and witness the place where light vanishes and alien creatures awaken. It begins with a ripple, a small tremor on the surface of the Pacific Ocean, calm and endless. From above, the water seems peaceful, almost divine in its stillness. But that serenity is a mask, stretched thin over a world of crushing darkness. The Mariana Trench waits below, hidden beneath layers of blue so deep they swallow light itself. Here, the ocean is not a body of water. It is a living entity, ancient, vast, and unknowable. As the submersible slips beneath the surface, daylight clings to it for a brief moment. Then lets go. The descent begins. The hum of the engines fades into the slow, rhythmic groan of pressure, thickening around the hull. Every 100 meters, the world changes. At 200, the sun's golden threads dissolve into muted silver. At 500, the last echoes of the surface fade, replaced by a blue so heavy it feels alive. And by 1,000 meters, the twilight zone, light surrenders completely. Imagine this darkness. It is not the kind you find in caves or moonless nights. It is absolute. A weight pressing against your eyes, your breath, your very thoughts. The human mind was not built for such silence. Down here, every sound becomes sacred. The heartbeat of the machine, the faint creak of metal, the whisper of air in the tanks. Outside the glass, the ocean transforms. Creatures begin to emerge, fragile silhouettes drifting through the void. A jellyfish, glowing faintly like a ghostly lantern. A siphonophore long as a city bus, its bioluminescence pulsing in slow rhythm, as if the deep itself were breathing. Down here, light is not a gift from the sun. It is born from within. Life has learned to forge its own fire. Deeper still, 2,000 meters. The realm of perpetual night. The temperature drops close to freezing. The weight of the ocean presses with the force of 100 elephants on every inch of the submersible's hull. And yet life persists. Strange alien life that mocks the limits of biology. Transparent bodies that shimmer when touched by the sub's faint beams. Eyes the size of saucers, evolved to catch even a single stray photon. Mouths filled with needle-like teeth, built for a world where hunger never ends. The narrator's voice trembles, not from fear, but from awe. Down here, he says softly, life has rewritten the rules. The camera drifts past a Dumbo octopus, its ear-like fins fluttering gently like wings of a fallen angel. A ghost shark glides through the gloom, its skin translucent, revealing the slow rhythm of organs beating beneath. Nearby, a deep-sea anglerfish floats, its lure glowing with cold fire, swaying in the black like a promise of salvation. But the light is a lie. For any creature drawn close enough to touch it, the glow becomes death. This is evolution's theater. Brutal, elegant, and eternal. Every flicker of light, every motion in the abyss, is a story of survival. Some species have not changed in millions of years. Others are so newly adapted that they exist only in pockets of darkness scientists have yet to name. 4,000 meters, the abyssal plain stretches before us, an ocean floor dusted with fine white sediment, as if snow had fallen in hell. Here lies the weight of the planet's history. The bones of whales, fragments of volcanic glass, particles of dust that once drifted through the sky. The seabed is silent, yet alive. Tiny crustaceans scuttle across it, leaving trails that vanish within minutes. A sea cucumber writhes slowly, reshaping itself to glide across the shifting sand. But the deeper we go, the stranger it becomes. At 5,000 meters, the submersible lights reveal a trench wall, an immense, jagged scar stretching beyond sight. The rock face is slick with manganese nodules, and strange microbial mats that glow faintly blue, feeding on chemicals rising from the Earth's crust. Life, even here, finds a way, not through sunlight, but through chemistry. This is chemosynthesis, the alchemy of the deep. Where there is no light, bacteria draw energy from the minerals seeping out of the ocean floor. They become the architects of life, forming the base of an unseen food chain that sustains creatures in eternal night. The camera lingers on a vent crab, its white shell ghostly against the darkness, its claws busy scraping invisible sustenance from the rock. At 6,000 meters, even the most resilient life begins to thin out. The pressure now is almost unimaginable, over 1,000 times greater than at the surface. To a human body, it would be instant annihilation. Yet the walls of the submersible hold steady, trembling only slightly under the weight of a world that does not forgive weakness. The narrator speaks again, his tone hushed, reverent. Down here we do not find monsters. We find survivors, beings that have endured what would destroy us. Perhaps they are not alien to Earth, but Earth itself made alien by depth. And then, as the descent continues, a flicker. The sub's floodlights catch something vast, moving in the distance. For a moment it's impossible to tell if it's real, or an illusion born of exhaustion and fear. The water shudders around the vessel. A shape, enormous and slow, glides beyond the light. No eyes, no recognizable form, just a dark pulse in the water, ancient and silent. The crew holds their breath. The sensors register nothing. The cameras catch only shadow. Then, it's gone. Down here, the unknown does not reveal itself. It watches. At 6,500 meters, time itself seems to slow. The descent has taken hours, but the mind stretches it into eternity. Outside, the ocean's darkness feels alive, aware. You begin to sense that this place does not merely exist beneath the world. It is the world, stripped of illusion, the voice of creation, quiet, patient, and infinite. And ahead lies the final threshold, the Challenger Deep. The last descent feels like falling through eternity. The submersible groans under the pressure, its frame bending almost imperceptibly as the weight of the Pacific bears down from all directions. The lights dim, not from power loss, but from the sheer density of the water, a blackness so complete that even light itself seems tired. At 10,900 meters, the ocean is no longer a place, it is a force. Challenger Deep, the lowest known point on Earth, lies waiting below. Every instinct tells you this should be impossible, that no life, no motion, no sound could exist here. Yet the sensors detect movement, life still. The submersible lands softly on the silty floor, a cloud of fine sediment rising like smoke, settling in slow motion. The bottom of the world, a realm untouched by sunlight for all of human history. Here, the water is near freezing. The pressure so immense that steel would crumple like paper, if not engineered with precision beyond imagination. The narrator's voice lowers to a whisper. This is the closest we may ever come to another planet, without leaving our own. Outside the viewport, the seafloor stretches endlessly, barren at first glance, but upon closer look, teeming with quiet persistence. Tiny amphipods scuttle through the dust, translucent bodies reflecting faint sparks from the sub's beams. Worms twist in the sediment, leaving trails like handwriting in ancient sand. A single small snailfish drifts nearby, pale, almost ghost-like, yet undeniably alive. Its body, paper-thin and elastic, thrives where no other vertebrate can. Here, life doesn't conquer. It endures. Each creature is a testament to patience, to the slow, relentless art of adaptation. Their existence feels almost spiritual, as though they were sculpted not by evolution, but by the weight of the ocean's faith in survival itself. The narrator continues, the tone both reverent and uneasy. We have named this place after our own challenges. Challenger Deep. But perhaps it should be called what it truly is. The memory of the Earth. A place where creation's first whispers still echo, muffled by miles of water and time. As the cameras pan across the trench wall, something unexpected appears. Shimmering forms embedded in the rock, glowing faintly in geometric clusters. Not crystals, not reflections, but living colonies. Bioluminescent bacteria feeding on trace minerals, painting the abyss with ghostly constellations. It looks like a night sky beneath the world. The narrator breathes, barely audible. Down here even darkness finds a way to shine. But beauty in the abyss is fragile. Each flicker of light carries a cost. The slightest disturbance, a shift in current, a tremor, could erase 1,000,000 years of stillness. And as the sub's thrusters adjust, the sediment swirls again, cloaking the world in a slow, drifting fog. The lights vanish. The crew can see nothing but themselves, pale faces reflected in glass, suspended between two eternities, the ocean outside, and the void within. Then, a sound. Low, deep, resonant. It hums through the hull like a heartbeat too large to belong to any machine. The instruments record no clear source. Some claim it's the shifting of the Earth's crust. Others whisper of something vast moving beyond the range of human sight. The abyss does not explain itself. It never has. The narrator's tone turns contemplative. Perhaps we listen not for answers, but for reminders that we are guests here, brief, curious shadows in a world that has always belonged to silence. The camera tilts upward. For a moment the surface feels infinitely far. 7 miles of crushing water, separating humanity from the stars it came from. And in that thought, something profound takes root. The realization that the deepest part of our world mirrors the farthest reaches of the cosmos. Both are black, both infinite, both alive in ways we barely comprehend. The descent into the trench becomes a descent into the self. Every layer of pressure peels away the noise of civilization, leaving behind only pulse, breath, and thought. Down here, stripped of light and sound, one begins to understand what life means when all else is taken away. The narrator whispers, almost prayer-like, "The abyss does not speak. It listens, and in its listening, it holds the memory of every wave, every storm, every creature that ever dared to live." A pause. Silence. The hum fades. For a long moment, there is nothing but the faint glow of the instruments and the slow ticking of oxygen meters. Then, a movement. A large shadow passes near the submersible, slow and deliberate. The lights flicker, catching a glimmer of something vast, folding and unfolding in the water. No clear shape, only motion, fluid and graceful, like the turning of the ocean itself. The crew stares. No one speaks. The cameras fail to focus. One heartbeat later, it's gone again, swallowed by pressure and dark. Maybe it was a trick of light. Maybe not. The narrator breaks the silence at last. In the end, the Mariana Trench remains what it has always been. Not a mystery to solve, but a mirror. A reflection of how far we're willing to go to confront the unknown, and how small we truly are beneath it. The submersible begins its ascent, slow and silent, leaving behind the world's deepest secret. The cameras linger one last time on the ocean floor, a place of shadows and whispers, where light is born only from the will to survive. As the vessel rises, the darkness fades from absolute to deep blue. Hours pass before the first rays of sunlight pierce the surface. The ocean exhales, and humanity returns to its fragile realm of air and warmth. But something lingers, an echo, a quiet awareness that somewhere below, 7 miles beneath the calm skin of the sea, an entire universe exists, unseen, untouched, and alive. And for those who've witnessed it, the surface will never feel the same again. The narrator concludes, voice steady yet distant, as though speaking to the ocean itself. "We went seeking monsters, but we found wonder, and in that wonder, we found ourselves." Reflected in the eyes of the deep. The screen fades to black. The hum of the ocean remains. Then, silence.